Step into the serene world of velvet dreams, where calm, comfort, and deep relaxation await. Here, you'll find soothing sleep stories, gentle guided meditations, and peaceful soundscapes that help quiet the mind, release stress, and guide you into restful sleep. Every video is carefully crafted with soft narration and slow, comforting pacing to help you feel safe, relaxed, and supported. If you enjoy this peaceful space, consider subscribing to Velvet Dreams, and don't forget to like this video and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps the channel grow and brings more moments of calm to everyone seeking rest. Now, get cozy, take a slow, deep breath, and let yourself drift gently into a world of soothing sleep. Here, we share cozy, magical, and heartwarming bedtime stories to help you relax, dream, and drift peacefully into sleep. Tonight, we invite you to join us on a very special adventure with a little cat named Auggie in a quiet little town, where the streets were lined with tall trees that whispered with the wind and the houses gleamed softly under the golden sunlight. There lived a small, fluffy cat named Auggie. Auggie wasn't just any ordinary cat, she had a curious heart, bright amber eyes that seemed to sparkle with wonder, and a soft, silvery coat that shimmered in the morning sun. Everyone who met her said she had a certain spark, a charm that made you feel calm and happy just by being near her. Augie's home was a cozy little house at the edge of Maple Lane, surrounded by a garden filled with blooming flowers, small fruit trees, and a tiny, bubbling fountain. The garden wasn't very large, but it had all the things a curious cat could dream of: hidden nooks, soft patches of grass perfect for sunbathing, and little corners where bugs, butterflies, and sometimes even tiny birds would come and go. But what made the garden truly magical wasn't just its flowers or fountains. It was the feeling that anything could happen here. Auggie often believed that if she wished hard enough, the flowers might dance, or a tiny fairy might peek out from behind the petals. Auggie lived with her kind and gentle owner, Leela, a young girl who loved stories, art, and quiet afternoons. Leela had noticed Augie's curiosity from the very first day she brought her home. While other cats were content to sleep all day, Auggie would quietly explore every corner, sniffing flowers, chasing shadows, and watching the clouds drift across the sky. There was something about Augie's curiosity that reminded Leela of the best stories she loved, to read adventures filled with wonder, magic, and small lessons that made your heart feel full each morning. Augie's day began with soft sunlight filtering through the windows. She would stretch lazily on her favorite windowsill, her tail curling gracefully, and watch as the world outside slowly woke up. Birds chirped cheerfully, leaves rustled with tiny dances of wind, and sometimes a neighbor's dog barked in the distance. But none of this ever startled Auggie. It all felt like part of the rhythm of life. She knew that every sound, every movement, held a story waiting to be discovered. On one particular morning, Auggie noticed that the garden looked especially magical. The dew on the grass sparkled like tiny diamonds, and the sunlight made the petals of the flowers glow in every shade of pink, yellow, and violet. Even the little fountain seemed to laugh softly as the water tumbled over its stones. Augie's whiskers twitched with excitement as she padded softly across the grass. Today, she thought, must be a day for adventure. Auggie loved exploring the garden in detail. She would chase a butterfly as it fluttered from flower to flower, watch ants march along their tiny highways, and peek under leaves where spiders spun delicate webs. Every sound, every scent, every movement told a story. Sometimes, when a soft breeze blew. It carried the scent of baking bread from the nearby bakery, or the faint smell of pine from the distant forest. Auggie would pause, close her eyes, and take in the scents, letting them guide her imagination to far-off lands she had never visited. Her favorite part of the garden was the little stone path that led to the back gate. Beyond it lay the wider world, the quiet streets, the distant hills, and the fields where wildflowers grew in waves of color. Auggie often imagined what it would be like to wander beyond the gate, to meet new friends, and to see new adventures. But for now, she was content to explore her own magical garden, where every day held a new secret waiting to be uncovered. One afternoon, as the sun climbed higher in the sky, Auggie noticed a small, glittering feather caught on the edge of the fountain. It was delicate and soft, shimmering in the sunlight. Auggie batted it gently with her paw, curious about where it had come from. Perhaps it belongs to a magical bird, she mused, or maybe it fell from the sky just for me. She spent hours watching the feather, imagining the stories it could tell. Evenings were Auggie's most favorite time. As the sky turned shades of purple and orange, she would curl up near the window and watch the first stars appear. The garden transformed under the gentle moonlight. Shadows stretched long and mysterious, and the flowers released the sweetest scents. Sometimes she would hear the hum of night creatures, the chirping of crickets, the rustle of leaves, or the distant call of an owl. Auggie felt like these sounds were whispers of hidden stories, tales she could follow if she listened carefully enough. Auggie wasn't just a curious cat. She was also a dreamer. She often imagined herself in faraway lands, a sparkling forest filled with talking animals, a mountain high above the clouds, or a quiet beach where the waves whispered secrets of the ocean. She would lie on the soft grass, close her eyes, and imagine herself leaping from rock to rock, racing the wind, or befriending a shy fox or an ancient tortoise. Every night, before Lila came to tuck her in, Auggie would pause for a moment, letting her imagination soar. Lila loved Auggie's stories as much as Auggie did. She would sit nearby with a notebook, sketching the little adventures Auggie had, or writing down notes about the places Auggie might visit in her dreams. Together, they shared a quiet, magical bond. Auggie's curiosity inspired Lila to see the world differently, to notice the tiny wonders that many people overlooked, to embrace imagination, and to believe that even small adventures could hold great joy. As the first night of Auggie's adventures drew near, she felt a gentle thrill in her chest. The world was quiet, bathed in moonlight, but it was alive with whispers of possible adventures. Shadows shifted, leaves rustled softly, and the gentle hum of night creatures created a perfect symphony of calm. Auggie knew that tomorrow might bring a small mystery to explore, a new friend to meet, or perhaps a tiny secret hidden in the garden that no one had noticed before. And so, as she curled up on her favorite windowsill, her tail wrapping around her like a soft scarf, Auggie let out a contented sigh. She was ready for the adventures that awaited, adventures that were gentle, magical, and full of wonder, just like the stories shared here on Velvet Dreams. And with that, she closed her eyes, letting dreams carry her into a world where curiosity, magic, and love filled every corner of her tiny, wonderful life. As the sun dipped below the horizon and painted the sky with shades of deep orange, pink, and purple, Auggie felt a flutter of excitement in her chest. Evening in Maple Lane wasn't just the end of the day, was the beginning of a secret, magical world. Shadows stretched and danced across the garden, and every rustle of leaves seemed like a whisper calling her name. Augie's amber eyes glimmered as she padded softly across the cool grass. The garden had transformed into a land of mystery. The fountain sparkled under the moonlight, casting tiny reflections like scattered diamonds across the stone path. A gentle breeze carried the scent of jasmine and lavender, filling the air with a soft, comforting perfume. Auggie twitched her whiskers and lifted her head, catching the faint, distant chirp of a cricket. Tonight, she thought, was going to be a night full of adventure. With a graceful leap, Auggie jumped onto the garden wall, her paws landing silently on the smooth stones. From here, she could see the quiet streets beyond her home, bathed in the soft glow of lamplight. The shadows of trees stretched long across the sidewalks, and the wind whispered through their leaves, almost as if the trees themselves were speaking in hushed voices. Augie's first stop was the old oak tree at the corner of the garden. It was a tree she had visited many times before, but tonight felt different. The moonlight made the bark shimmer with silver streaks, and the hollow near the base looked like a tiny doorway to a hidden world. Augie's curiosity was irresistible. She crouched low, her tail twitching with excitement, and peeked into the hollow. Inside, she found a small family of field mice, scurrying gently over each other in a cozy nest of dried leaves. They froze for a moment, tiny black eyes watching her carefully, but Auggie only blinked slowly and turned her head in respect. "Good evening," she whispered silently. "I'm just visiting your world." From there, she leapt to the garden gate and nudged it open with her paw. The street beyond smelled different, at night cooler, calmer, and full of possibilities. Auggie trotted softly along the pavement, listening to the distant sounds of nightlife. A cat yowling far away, the gentle hum of a car passing by, and the soft flutter of wings as an owl soared silently above. Each sound seemed to tell a story, and Auggie felt herself becoming part of the night itself. She wandered to the small park at the end of the lane, a place she had always admired but never fully explored. The swings swayed gently in the wind, and the wooden benches gleamed in the moonlight. The grass was damp with dew, and every blade sparkled as though tiny stars had fallen and settled there. Auggie padded carefully through the grass, her paws barely making a sound, as if she were trying not to disturb the delicate magic of the night. Suddenly, a faint rustling caught her attention. Her ears perked up, and her eyes darted toward the bushes. Out popped a tiny hedgehog, its nose twitching curiously. Auggie froze, studying the little creature. "Hello," she thought. "Are you out for a nighttime stroll too?" The hedgehog sniffed the air and, seeing no danger, waddled past her with quiet determination. Auggie followed at a distance, fascinated by the hedgehog's tiny world of nocturnal adventures. The night deepened, and the stars began to shimmer brighter overhead. Auggie climbed onto a low wall and gazed at the sky, feeling a sense of calm and wonder wash over her. Each star seemed like a glowing doorway to another land, a place she might visit in her dreams. She imagined leaping from star to star, racing comets, and playing hide-and-seek with the moon. The world felt vast and endless, full of possibilities and quiet magic. After a while, Auggie decided to visit the fountain near her home again. The water glistened under the moonlight, and she could see her own reflection staring back at her. But it wasn't just her reflection. Auggie imagined that the fountain showed visions of the adventures she could have. In the rippling water, she saw herself exploring hidden tunnels beneath the garden, befriending a family of fireflies, and even discovering a tiny secret door in the old oak tree that led to a magical meadow. The night wasn't only about exploration, it was also about connection. Auggie noticed a soft glow from the window of her own house. Leela was sitting there, reading a book by lamplight. Auggie's heart felt warm. Even though she was exploring the night, she knew that this home, this little sanctuary, was where love and comfort always waited for her. She stretched, feeling the gentle pull of her muscles after her long adventure, and decided it was almost time to return. On her way back, Auggie paused at a small patch of wildflowers. The moonlight made the petals look like tiny lanterns, and she felt a strange but beautiful sense of peace. She imagined herself lying among the flowers, letting the soft scent lull her into a gentle dream. She thought of all the stories that unfolded in the quiet of the night, the secret lives of creatures, the soft whispers of the wind, and the magic hidden in every corner if one only cared to look. Finally, she returned to her garden, leaping gracefully onto the windowsill where she could watch the stars one last time before sleep. Her heart was full of the night's adventures, and her mind buzzed with the stories she had witnessed. She imagined telling Leela about the hedgehog, the glowing flowers, and the visions in the fountain, but for now, it was enough to keep them in her heart. Quiet and magical, curling into a soft ball, Auggie let out a contented sigh. The garden was still, the stars shimmered above, and the gentle hum of the night surrounded her like a warm blanket. Tonight had been full of wonders, and she knew that tomorrow would bring new adventures, new friends, and new stories waiting to be discovered. And so, with her tail tucked snugly around her and her eyes slowly closing, Auggie drifted into a gentle sleep, dreaming of the quiet magic that existed in every shadow, every whisper, and every corner of her world. The first signs of winter came gently, almost quietly, as if the world itself wanted to prepare Auggie for a new kind of adventure. One morning, Auggie awoke to a strange, crisp chill in the air. The garden, usually glowing with green and gold, was now dusted in a soft blanket of sparkling white. Tiny snowflakes drifted lazily from the sky, twisting and twirling in the morning light like delicate ballerinas. Auggie's amber eyes widened with wonder. She had never seen the world like this before. It was as if someone had sprinkled magic over every branch, every flower, and every blade of grass. Her soft paws left tiny, perfect prints in the powdery snow as she padded across the garden. Each step felt new, exciting, and just a little slippery. The cold nipped gently at her fur, but Auggie hardly noticed. Her whiskers twitched with delight as a tiny snowflake landed on her nose, melting instantly. So cold and so beautiful, she thought, shaking the snow off and watching it scatter in glittering specks. The world had transformed into a glittering wonderland, full of surprises waiting to be discovered. From the window, Leela smiled as she watched Auggie's curious antics. "It's your first snow, Auggie," she said softly, as if the little cat could understand every word. Lila had wrapped herself in a warm sweater and scarf, ready to share this magical day. She opened the door, letting the crisp winter air mingle with the warmth of the house. Auggie trotted over and nuzzled Leela's hand, her purrs vibrating softly against Leela's palm. Today would be a day unlike any other, full of discovery, laughter, and friendship. Auggie's first stop was the patch of wildflowers near the garden gate. Now, the flowers peeked out through the snow like shy little heads, their petals dusted with delicate white crystals. Auggie crouched low and pawed at the frost-covered blossoms, fascinated by how the tiny snowflakes sparkled in the sunlight. Every detail seemed magical. The way the frost caught the light, the soft crunch of the snow under her paws, and the faint, crisp scent of winter air. Suddenly, movement caught her eye. From behind a bush hopped a little orange tabby cat, her fur fluffed against the cold. Augie's tail twitched with excitement. A friend, she thought. The tabby, named Pumpkin, introduced herself with a playful flick of her tail. The two cats sniffed each other cautiously, then quickly began to chase and tumble in the soft snow. Snowflakes clung to their fur as they leaped over snowdrifts, raced along the garden path, and rolled gleefully into soft piles of snow. Every leap and pounce seemed like a dance, a story written in paw prints across the sparkling white garden. Leela laughed softly, her breath visible in the cold air as she sketched the two cats. "You're making snow angels, aren't you, Auggie?" she whispered. Auggie blinked slowly in reply, purring. In her mind, she imagined snowflakes as tiny fairies, twirling in the cold, sending magical greetings to her in the form of icy sparkles. The snow soon thickened, turning the streets and garden into a soft, white wonderland. The fountain, once bubbling merrily, now had a delicate layer of ice forming around its edges. Tiny icicles hung from tree branches, tinkling softly as the wind brushed past them, like tiny wind chimes in a quiet symphony. Auggie pawed at one of the icicles, fascinated by the shimmering blue-white light trapped inside. She imagined it was a frozen drop of magic from a fairy queen, meant only for her to discover. Adventure called, and Auggie and Pumpkin ventured beyond the garden gate into the quiet, snow-covered streets. Everything looked different. The lampposts cast long shadows on the snow. Rooftops sparkled, and small snowmen stood proudly in yards, with carrot noses and buttons for eyes. The cats leaped over snowdrifts, chasing each other's shadows, while Augie's imagination painted tiny stories for each snowman. They were sentinels guarding magical winter treasures, she thought, waiting for her and Pumpkin to uncover. Along the way, they met a few neighborhood animals. A little hedgehog waddled cautiously across the snow, his tiny spines dusted with frost. A family of sparrows hopped from branch to branch, pecking at seeds hidden under the snow. Auggie watched their antics with fascination, imagining them as miniature explorers on a snowy quest. She decided to leave careful tracks beside the hedgehog, guiding him through a particularly deep patch of snow, while Pumpkin chased a wayward sparrow that flitted just out of reach. They soon arrived at the neighborhood park, a magical place when blanketed in snow. The swings swayed gently in the wind, casting long, slender shadows across the ground. Benches sparkled under the frost, and the grass lay hidden beneath thick, glistening snow. Auggie and Pumpkin leaped and tumbled through the drifts, rolling and bounding with pure delight. Auggie pawed at soft mounds of snow, imagining hidden tunnels beneath them where magical creatures might live. Each crunch of snow beneath her paws, each gust of cold air felt like a new story waiting to be written. Leela followed carefully, helping to build a tiny snow fort for the cats to explore. She sprinkled water gently on the snow to make little icy crystals sparkle like magic dust. Auggie climbed inside the fort, sniffing every corner, imagining it as a castle in a faraway land where she was the brave guardian, and Pumpkin was her loyal knight. Together, they patrolled their snowy kingdom, leaping from walls of snow, listening for the soft whisper of winter wind through the trees. As the afternoon deepened, the sky turned a soft shade of gray, and the snow fell more steadily, creating a peaceful, hushed world. Auggie and Pumpkin sat side by side under a tree, their fur dusted in snow. The park was quiet now, muffled by the fresh snowfall. Auggie closed her eyes for a moment, feeling the gentle chill of the winter air and imagining herself atop snowy mountains, watching the world spread out below like a sparkling white blanket. She imagined distant creatures, foxes, rabbits, and even the occasional owls sharing this magical winter night with her. Returning home, Augie's paws were wet and cold, but her heart was warm with joy. The garden now looked like a sparkling fairyland, the fountain glimmering under the soft evening light. She trotted inside, shaking off snowflakes, and curled up near Leela, who wrapped her in a soft blanket. Auggie purred contentedly, thinking of all the friends she had made, the magical snowflakes she had chased, and the adventures hidden in every corner of her sparkling world that night. As snow continued to fall gently outside, Auggie dreamed of new winter adventures. Perhaps tomorrow she would discover a hidden path in the garden, or a tiny magical creature would appear. Or maybe she would find a mysterious treasure beneath the sparkling snow. For Auggie, every flake of snow held a story, and every soft gust of wind whispered secrets meant only for her. Curling into a soft ball, Auggie let out a contented sigh. The world outside was quiet, the stars twinkled faintly above the snow, and the soft hum of nightlife carried whispers of unseen magic. She knew tomorrow would bring new adventures, new friends, and new wonders waiting to be discovered. And so, under the gentle glow of the moon and the soft blanket of snow, Auggie drifted into sleep, dreaming of winter magic, friendship, and the endless adventures that awaited her. Winter had softened into early spring, and the days were warmer, with golden sunlight streaming through the windows and birds singing cheerfully outside. Auggie stretched lazily on her favorite windowsill, her amber eyes following the gentle sway of the trees in the garden. Life had been peaceful lately, filled with playful adventures with Pumpkin, quiet moments with Leela, and dreams that carried her to faraway lands. But today, a new adventure was about to begin, one that would change her world in ways she never imagined. Lila entered the room carrying a small, soft bundle wrapped in a pastel blanket. Augie's ears perked up immediately. She had seen many things in her life, but this was something new. The bundle wiggled slightly, and Augie's curiosity surged. She leaped gracefully from her perch to investigate. "This is someone very special," Lila said softly, kneeling on the floor. "Her name is Luna, and she's going to be part of our family." She gently untied the blanket to reveal a tiny grand white kitten with bright green eyes, the color of fresh spring leaves. The kitten blinked sleepily, then let out a tiny, high-pitched mew. Augie's tail twitched, and she padded closer, sniffing the newcomer carefully. Luna looked small and fragile, her fur soft as clouds. Auggie could sense her gentle curiosity, her tentative excitement, and the tiniest hint of nervousness. This kitten, Auggie realized, was a new friend, and perhaps even a companion for her adventures. She sat down and gave a soft, welcoming purr, letting Luna know that everything was safe here. The first meeting was cautious. Luna lifted a tiny paw and tapped Auggie on the nose. Auggie blinked slowly and responded with a gentle nuzzle. They circled each other, sniffed each other, and then, as if agreeing silently, decided that this new friendship was worth exploring. Auggie felt a surge of pride. She, the experienced explorer of gardens, streets, and snow, was now a guide, a teacher, and a friend to this little new life. Lila watched the two cats with a warm smile. "You'll have so many adventures together," she whispered. Auggie flicked her tail, as if to say, "I'll make sure of that." The day passed with playful explorations inside the house. Luna tumbled over a soft blanket, chasing her own tail, while Auggie watched patiently, occasionally batting at a toy to encourage her new friend. They discovered the sunny spots on the floor, raced along the hallway, and leaped onto windowsills to watch the birds outside. Auggie realized that being a mentor could be fun, to showing Luna how to pounce, how to stretch in the sun, and how to notice the smallest wonders hidden in everyday life. By afternoon, they were ready for their first garden adventure together. The snow had melted, leaving soft patches of fresh green grass and tiny blooms peeking out from the earth. Auggie padded confidently across the garden, glancing back to make sure Luna followed. The kitten was cautious at first, stepping carefully over the uneven ground, her green eyes wide with wonder. Auggie purred softly, guiding her forward. They discovered a patch of wildflowers, where tiny insects had already begun to stir in the warm spring sun. Luna crouched low, fascinated, and Auggie taught her how to watch without disturbing the creatures. They saw ladybugs crawling along leaves, ants carrying tiny pieces of food, and a butterfly emerging from a cocoon. Auggie felt a warm glow in her chest. Sharing these little discoveries made her world feel even richer and more magical. Later, Auggie led Luna to the old oak tree at the corner of the garden. This tree had been her favorite for months, a place of shade, stories, and quiet contemplation. Auggie showed Luna the hollow at the base, explaining in soft, patient meows that it was a safe spot for small creatures and a secret hideaway for moments of rest. Luna poked her tiny head inside and squeaked in delight. The two kittens sat together in the soft grass, sharing the quiet, peaceful magic of their garden as the sun began to set, painting the sky with shades of pink, purple, and gold. Auggie and Luna curled up together near the fountain. The water sparkled in the fading light, and the gentle hum of evening creatures surrounded them. Auggie wrapped her tail around the tiny kitten, offering warmth, comfort, and protection. Luna purred softly, her little body trembling with joy and contentment. Auggie realized that friendship wasn't just about play, it was about trust, care, and love. That night, Auggie lay on her favorite windowsill, watching Luna sleep peacefully in a soft blanket nearby. She thought about all the adventures that awaited them, the secret paths in the garden, the quiet streets at night, and the magical moments that only a curious heart could discover. Augie's purrs filled the room, a gentle lullaby for herself and her new friend. Auggie dreamed of snow melting into streams, of hidden tunnels beneath the garden, and of flying alongside Luna over fields of flowers. She imagined the two of them chasing fireflies at twilight, meeting other neighborhood animals, and discovering magical treasures that no one else could see. Luna, she knew, would learn quickly that the world was full of wonders, and that every moment could be an adventure if you only looked closely enough. Days turned into weeks, and Auggie became the perfect mentor. She taught Luna how to climb trees safely, how to watch the birds without startling them, and even how to listen to the whispers of the wind, which carried stories from faraway lands. Auggie discovered that teaching could be as magical as exploring, and that friendship had its own quiet, wonderful rewards. One afternoon, Auggie noticed Luna staring at her reflection in the fountain. The little kitten blinked at her own green eyes, then at Augie's amber ones. Auggie padded over and gave her a gentle nuzzle. "Don't worry," she thought. "You're part of this world now, and there's so much to see and do. Together, we can explore everything." As night fell, Auggie and Luna curled up together in their cozy spot by the window. The moonlight spilled softly across their fur, and the gentle sounds of the night created a peaceful symphony. Augie's eyes grew heavy, and she purred softly, feeling the warmth of friendship, trust, and love. She realized that every adventure was brighter, every moment sweeter, and every night cozier when shared with someone special. And so, under the soft glow of the moon and the gentle watch of Leela, Auggie, and Luna slept peacefully, dreaming of endless adventures, magical gardens, and the wonderful journey of friendship that awaited them. Spring had fully arrived. The mornings were bright with sunlight, the flowers bloomed in bursts of pink, yellow, and violet, and the garden was alive with the soft hum of bees and the gentle flutter of butterfly wings. Auggie stretched lazily on her favorite windowsill, her amber eyes following the shimmering movements of leaves dancing in the breeze. Her life had grown richer, more magical, and fuller than ever before thanks to friendship, curiosity, and new beginnings. Augie's heart was especially warm now because of Luna, the little kitten who had joined her world. Together, they explored the garden, chased butterflies, and tumbled through soft patches of grass. They discovered hidden nooks under the old oak tree, tiny insects carrying food along their secret paths, and shimmering puddles where the sunlight danced like tiny rainbows. Auggie had grown into a mentor, a guide, and a companion, teaching Luna the wonders of the world and learning in turn the joy of sharing her adventures. One morning, the air smelled sweet with the scent of blooming jasmine, and the sun cast long golden rays across the garden. Auggie padded softly outside, her paws brushing against the dew-kissed grass. Luna was already waiting by the fountain, her green eyes sparkling with excitement. Today, Auggie decided they would explore the farthest corner of the garden, a place they had never dared to venture before. The two kittens moved carefully along the winding stone path, pausing to watch a ladybug crawling over a leaf or a small bird hopping in the bushes. Auggie led the way, her tail high and proud, showing Luna the safest and most interesting spots. They discovered a hidden patch of flowers peeking shyly through the undergrowth, their petals trembling in the gentle wind. Auggie taught Luna how to approach quietly, how to watch without disturbing, and how to appreciate the tiny wonders that often went unnoticed by midday. The kittens had reached a part of the garden they had never seen as small, sun-dappled clearing surrounded by tall, whispering trees. The sunlight fell softly through the branches, creating patterns of light and shadow across the grass. Augie's whiskers twitched in delight. She imagined this clearing as a magical meadow where dreams came to life and tiny adventures could unfold without limits. Luna rolled in the grass, her paws batting at sunlit flowers, and Auggie couldn't help but smile, her heart full of warmth and pride. Suddenly, a gentle rustle from the bushes caught their attention. Auggie froze, her ears pricked, while Luna's little body tensed in curiosity. From the shadows emerged a small, shy hedgehog, the same one they had met during the snowy days of winter. Its tiny eyes sparkled with recognition, and it waddled toward the kittens cautiously. Auggie nudged Luna gently, showing her that friends came in all shapes and sizes. Together, they greeted the hedgehog, forming a small, quiet circle of friendship. As the day turned into evening, Auggie and Luna explored every corner of the magical clearing. They chased each other under the trees, pawed at the soft grass, and discovered tiny wildflowers tucked between rocks. Auggie realized that every adventure, no matter how small, became more meaningful when shared with someone she cared about. She and Luna had created their own little world within the garden, full of laughter, trust, and discovery. The sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of soft orange and purple. Auggie and Luna sat together on a low stone wall, watching the gentle transformation of the garden under the fading light. Auggie felt a sense of growth and fulfillment. She had started as a curious little cat, exploring the world alone. But now she had friends, companionship, and the joy of guiding a new life through the wonders of the world. That night, as the moon rose and stars twinkled softly in the sky, Auggie curled up near Luna on their favorite blanket. The gentle hum of the night surrounded them, the soft rustle of leaves, the distant chirping of crickets, and the occasional hoot of an owl far away. Auggie purred softly, feeling the warmth of the day and the love of her family and friends. Luna, nestled close, purred in reply, a tiny heart full of trust and joy in her dreams. Auggie imagined faraway lands, magical forests, and sparkling rivers where adventures never ended. But more than anything, she dreamed of home, friendship, and shared journeys, the simple joys that made life truly magical. She imagined herself and Luna discovering hidden treasures, helping other creatures, and finding new stories in every corner of their little world. Every pop print in the garden, every rustle of a leaf, and every flicker of sunlight became part of a story she would carry in her heart forever. Morning came softly, with golden sunlight spilling over the garden and warming the two sleeping kittens. Leela entered the room quietly, smiling as she watched Auggie and Luna stretch and yawn together. She knew that the bond between these two little souls had grown stronger than she could have imagined. The garden was no longer just a patch of land filled with flowers and fountains. It had become a sanctuary of wonder, friendship, and endless stories. Auggie leaped gracefully onto the windowsill, her amber eyes reflecting the sunlight. She thought about the past season's snowy days with Pumpkin, magical nights exploring the streets, and the moment Luna had joined her life. Each memory filled her with gratitude, excitement, and the gentle confidence that whatever adventures awaited, she would face them with courage, curiosity, and the warmth of friendship as the day unfolded. Auggie and Luna raced through the garden, chased shadows, climbed trees, and discovered new hidden spots where sunlight shimmered on soft moss. Every corner of the garden became a story, and every story became a memory to treasure. Auggie realized that life's true magic was not just in the adventures, but in the hearts that shared them with her. As the sun set once more, painting the sky in soft shades of pink and gold, Auggie curled up beside Luna on their cozy blanket. The gentle night embraced them, and Auggie purred contentedly, knowing that tomorrow would bring more wonders, more friends, and more magical moments. She had grown, she had learned, and she had loved. On that, she thought, was the greatest adventure of all. And so, under the glowing moon, surrounded by the gentle whispers of the night, Auggie and Luna slept peacefully, dreaming of new journeys, the endless wonders of their magical garden, and the beautiful, shared life that awaited them with each new dawn.
you.